Okay, so you see, today we will be discussing about this Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay, so last class some of you texted me that they don't understand if I tell only in English. So today I will say a bit of Assamese also. So in the concept map, you might have seen that there were several arenas of Cold War. Korea, Vietnam, Cuba, you have found the mention about it. And your chapter start with this Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay, so this Cuban Missile Crisis, it is one of the most significant event that has happened during the Cold War. The Cold War, it started just after the end of the Second World War. Okay, and as I told you in the last class, the roots of the Cold War lie in the Second World War. And during the Second World War, because of certain things like the making of bombs, atom bombs by America without giving its knowledge to USSR, it had given rise to a lot of conflict between these two countries. Okay, as a result, a passive war started between them. So it was a Cold War because this war never turned into a hot war. They never fought directly with each other. They fought through their allying countries. But during this Cuban crisis that happened in the year 1962, you will find that it was for the first time that the world thought that maybe now maybe now USSR and USA will be fighting directly with each other. So what happened in Cuba? This Cuba, okay, it is a small country. It was ruled by a person called Fulgencio Batista. Okay, and this Fulgencio Batista, he was supported by the American government. But in the year 1959, this Batista, his rule was overthrown by another Cuban. His name was Fidel Castro. So Fidel Castro had overthrown Batista. Okay, you will find a event known as Bay of Pigs invasion. You can go through this if you can find any information about this Bay of Pigs invasion. So in the year 1959, Fidel Castro had overthrown Batista from Cuba. But what happened after overthrowing of this Batista? Fidel Castro feared that now America might invade Cuba. Why? Because when Batista was ruling Cuba, America had invested a lot of money in Cuba. They have established many industries in Cuba, and now Americans, they wanted hold over those industries. So Castro, he thought that America might come and invade them or take control of those factories, industries, properties, whatever they had there during Batista's rule. So Castro at first he nationalized all those. That means he made all those companies Cuban, and later on what he did, he asked help from USSR, and now USSR, it was ruled by the communist. Okay, USA is capitalist, USSR is communist. Now in between you will find there were lots of developments. We don't need them in details. So when Castro joined hands with USSR, USSR also agreed to help them politically, military, economically, and as a result, USSR, they asked Cuba for permission to install their missile camps in Cuba. Now, why they wanted to install their camps in Cuba? Because Cuba was quite close to America, and if they successfully install their missiles in Cuba, then USSR could attack America from a very close range. So that was their target, you can say. So for they started installing missile camps in Cuba. After that, when America came to know about these installations that Cuba, Soviet Union was installing their missiles, USA, at that time the president of USA was John F. Kennedy. Okay, so John F. Kennedy, he acted very promptly. What they did, they intercepted the Soviet ships. That means whatever ships were coming, that means whatever cargo ships were coming, or ships that were carrying some machinery were coming towards USSR or Cuba, USA had stopped all those ships in the sea itself. Okay, and this was the point when the whole world thought that now this Cold War between USA and USSR might turn into a third world war, because USA, it also had nuclear weapons, USSR also had nuclear weapons. So if USA attacked or destroyed the ships of USSR would also retaliate, will attack back, and this attack would definitely be a nuclear attack. But fortunately, both the two countries, USA, USSR, okay, they showed lot of restraint. Now Soviet USA, they had like three options before them. One, they thought that let's do airstrikes on Soviet Union, okay, and that would kill Soviet troops. But they again thought that this would might it lead to a nuclear war, so they stopped. Then secondly, they thought that let's invade Cuba. Then again, some of the advisors of American administration said that that might also lead to a nuclear war, and USA also did not want to take the risk of a nuclear war, because nuclear war would mean no gains to anyone. And so thirdly, they took that option that let's intercept their ships, blockade of Cuba, and that was only taken. So ultimately, both USA and USSR, they through some these mediators, there were some mediators and there were some journalists, there were some statesmen, so they had round of talks between them, among them, and ultimately USSR declared that they would uninstall and they would take back all the missiles from Cuba, and USA also promised, or they also declared, that they would never invade Cuba. Okay, so in this way, this Cuban Missile Crisis came to an end. So the significance of this Cuban Missile Crisis was that it was the highest point of confrontation during the Cold War. Okay, it was this Cuban Missile Crisis, the whole world had thought that now the Cold War would turn into a hot war. So here you will find this very important, who were the presidents at that time. Of USA, we had John F. Kennedy. In USSR, we had Nikita Khrushchev. And from Cuba, we had Fidel Castro.